You are tuning in to another edition of Gavin Reshaw Presents here on channel G2786. We're going to get started in the next few minutes. Be safe, be blessed. I need to tune in, gather in on this great Tuesday night. Let's get started. Oh, I love when that beat drops. Come on, y'all tune in. Come on, we got more people that are tuning in. We on the night shift, baby. I got 6 people that are on the night shift with me. How y'all doing? All right, let's get it on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Uh, uh, uh. Yeah, I love when that beat drops, man. Welcome everyone to another edition of Gavin Richard Presents here on channel G2786. Wherever you are, wherever you are, hope you're blessed and doing safe. Also, my family and friends that are on Facebook, on Periscope at Gavin Rich 2786, or on channel Gboo 2786. We got people that are in here. She stayed until she got paid. Well, you know the old saying, you can't turn a you know what into a housewife. That's what they are saying, some people at least. And about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West and their recent divorce. Society will blame, this brother posted this, Dennis Sperlin, he posted this saying that society will blame Kanye when it's Kim's third failed marriage. Let's be real about something with brother Kanye. I just want to talk about this. They had been together, from my understanding, from 2012 or 2013, around that time. And, you know, your Kanye West, he has been known in recent years for saying some crazy shit, being that he obviously has some I'm not making fun of him, but mental issues, especially with the loss of his mother. You remember what happened at the MTV Music Awards back in 2010 when he interrupted Taylor Swift and when she was receiving her reward. And of course, although I liked what he did, I thought it was funny. I ain't gonna laugh. I laughed when I saw that. But you know, Paul Mooney even said that Kanye West was his hero for doing that. But I thought it was funny. I wish she could have done it when she performed September. Y'all remember when Taylor Swift did a cover version of September a couple of years ago? Oh my God, it was awful. But nevertheless, you have your Kim Kardashian who has filed for divorce, and we had seen this coming because in recent months had been talking about divorce. There have been talks that are going on, that have been going around, and your Kanye West, of course, he married a woman who was on her or finished two failed marriages. And Kim Kardashian, of course, and the Kardashian family in general, they have been known, and even uh, Barbara Walters pointed this out when she did an interview with the Kardashian family. They are known for essentially nothing. Now, they mastered a way to make money. Nothing wrong with that. Of course, well, I shouldn't say she's not known for nothing. She's known for one thing. Kim's known for that ass. I mean, for giving up with Ray J. Those are things we remember. Yeah, I'm being real with you. Come on, y'all know all about that. What's up, Black Mama? Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. She's got a new photo up. What's up, Black Mama? Bernard is in the house. Daniel. What's up, Daniel W? Rosalind. Yeah, well, you're not missing anything, Rosalind. You hurt your eardrums if you listen to it, but it was bad. But yeah, your Kim Kardashian. This is her third failed marriage. Remember, she was before Kanye. She was married to two different men. Of course, Chris Humphries was her second husband. We remember him, and they did the whole star-studded uh, wedding on E. And of course, your new Keeping Up with the Kardashians is being canceled on this year, but yet she is doing a new TV show for Hulu, and reportedly that is to coincide with this divorce. Now, by all intents and purposes, they say that this divorce is amicable, but I know, especially being in the criminal justice system, and having been a family or being a family law attorney, a person who has practiced family law, how difficult and hard divorces can be on people that suffer depression, people who obviously go broke, people who, it messes with their finances, their health. Those are things that happen. And when I put this news out, I had people, saying, well, I said, I actually shared this picture, and he was saying, like, this story. And then the women, of course, were like, well, he made more money too. He got money too. Shut your ass up. See, y'all want to keep defending and praising a lot of people. I'm not all of you, especially those that are on YouTube. But we are in a society that glorifies dysfunction. We're a society that glorifies, wholeness, emasculation, having no balls. This is the world we live in now. And we see that I just got noticed, Brother Bernard brought this up, but I saw Maxine Waters. I got to check out the video, but Maxine Waters was interviewing Megan Thee Stallion praising WAP. I'm like, damn, like somebody, Dorothy, 15, 20 years ago, before it was Megan Thee Stallion, if 25 years ago, if this was Tupac Shakur, I know for a fact that Maxine Waters wouldn't be praising, uh, I Get Around. Remember Dorothy Height? Dorothy Height was a activist, uh, who, not Dorothy Height, excuse me. But y'all remember these, back when Tupac was around and rap music was coming out and how people were criticizing him. You had conservative and liberal politicians that were criticizing him. So C. Dolores Tucker, that's what I said. Dorothy Height, excuse me. C. Dolores Tucker, that was her. She was very critical against gangster rap, and I remember she did the ad with you guys may know who the politician was. This was way back in the day. This was back in the 90s. See Dolores Tucker. This is her here. Go on. All right. So this is C. Dolores Tucker. Y'all remember? You all think that she would be praising. You think Maxine Waters, this C. Dolores Tucker. You think Maxine Waters would have been there praising Tupac for I Get Around back in 94, 93, 94? Hell no. But this doesn't surprise me. And I mean, your Kim Kardashian, getting back to our topic, she, has played the game. She married, she knew and had to have known that Kanye uh, had mental issues. Obviously, what we saw in 2010 when Kanye lost his mother, Dr. West, and that was when he lost his mother. I remember that was in 2007, if I'm not mistaken, when that happened. And Kanye is worth his net worth is about $1.3 billion. Now, they actually did a breakdown of the assets. He is a billionaire. And women who say, well, he got his money too, she got money too. I don't know what's in there, depending on what is in the I hate when this stuff happens. What's in their prenup? Kanye was smart enough to at least get one. I'm glad he did. Essentially, though, divorce, whatever is in there, likely will cost them. And she does not want to be with him anymore because she's realized that she is not marriage material. And no man, just being real, would be with a woman who is in her 40s with four children and having a husband like a Kanye West. I'm already seeing right now somebody just asked, y'all hear me? Oh, oh, okay, hold on. Okay, I'm back. We are back, people. They are messing with me, but we are back. All right, there we go. Okay, so where was I? Yes, you're Kim Kardashian, and I gotta quote Sean for saying this. And her juicy booty. He actually said that in a video. But she's known for that ass, that booty, and her porn tape with Ray J, and being married, twice before Kanye. She was, of course, married to Damon Thomas. That was in 2000 when she was 19, and they divorced in 2003. And of course, she married Chris Humphries in 2011. But of course, she was dating, Ray J and Reggie Bush and those guys, and things of that nature. And so she has now felt that she no longer needs to be tied down to this crazy Negro. That is what she probably thinks of Kanye. And they have their four children, and you know, who knows how the custody arrangement would be. But I imagine uh, Mama Bear, and by Mama Bear, I'm not talking about Kim. I'm talking about her mama. Will likely, of course, help raise those kids and turning them into their mother and their aunts, which is not what I would want my daughters to be. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Kim Kardashian is an attractive woman. She is. Those girls, I mean, I think Courtney is even cuter than Kim, but she's an attractive woman. I'm not gonna lie to you. And as a man, if it were offered up, of course I'm in a relationship, but if it were offered up, you know, like even if would eh, I might cut her. I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't pass up an opportunity, but you know, then again, thinking about it, I don't know if I want something. I don't sleep around or anything like that. I'm but if I wasn't in a relationship, I would be tempted. Same thing with Halle Berry. They're witches. Butterfly says they're witches. Yeah, when I want something, I mean, they are gorgeous women. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, at 40 years old, would I want to be in a relationship with a woman with 4 kids? Likely not. And it seems like every man they mess with, from Kanye to hell, even Daddy Bruce. Black Mama says, "Stay away, leave the Kardashians alone. We need you to stay sane." Don't worry, Black Mama. I'll be like Magneto. I'll put a helmet on my head. I can do it. Magneto put a helmet on his head so Charles couldn't get in. So I'll put something on me. I might wrap what could I wear? Damn it. Special helmet or something. If I'm messing with them, they wouldn't get in. That's how Magneto stayed safe. It's funny you mentioned that Black Mama. Who's the fat Kardashian? No, Chloe. I actually like Chloe. This was years ago, back in the day. I did. I like Chloe. I liked it. I thought she was funny. But Chloe was actually trying to holler at Ice Cube's son, Ice Cube Jr., O'Shea Jackson Jr. And Ice Cube, this was after he did Straight Outta Compton. At that point, that was his breakthrough role, his first role, playing his dad. And she wanted to go out with him. And Cube said straight up, leave my son alone. Cube didn't want that money messed up. He didn't want his son messed up. See, Cube has been in Hollywood, so he's been with the same woman for almost 30 years now. People talk bad about Ice Cube and what happened with his black agenda contract with Black America. Nothing was wrong with Cube. Cube was smart. Cube knew what to do with his money. Right, with some amethyst and sage. So Cube didn't want them. Yeah, well, really, I think it even goes to that mother. But let me play this. But look, this is the assets. I mean, $1.3 billion Kanye West is worth. His clothing line, Yeezy, collects about 1.26 billion. The average revenue, West collects about 11% of Yeezy's annual revenue, which is 1.3 billion. Rounded off, the brand is worth as of April to 2020. This was last year, 1.26 billion. Kim is worth 780 million. So she's wealthy herself. But remember when she married him, at that point she created and start was creating her clothing line and company. And now her beauty supplies, KKW, is worth 500 million. Other cash and investments she has from her TV shows, which she's ending after 13 years, is worth 250 million. So 70 million. They own homes in Los Angeles, Miami, and Wyoming. Two ranches. Don't forget cars, art, jewelry. So this is a lot of money. She got fed up with your boy. She's got everything now. Right. I'd be like the juggernaut. I know how to protect myself, Black Mama. Hell, Jim Brown messed with white women. He's 85 and he's still alive, even after hanging out with Malcolm X and Sam Cooke and Ali. Or maybe I could be like Neo from The Matrix and just, I know how to fight him and just dodge when I need to dodge. I don't know. Yeah, but man, a helmet like Magneto or the Juggernaut, that'd be cool. Or if I had the red kryptonite ring that bat. But yeah, man, I want to play this video before we get off this topic, though. But men are not gonna realistically. She doesn't need Kanye West anymore. That family, whatever it is, the men in that family, something happens to them. If it's Kanye, they go nuts. If it's Lamar, he almost ODs, and one fool cuts his nuts off and calls himself Caitlyn. Something is wrong with that cooch. I bet maybe it's best I don't mess with it. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm having some computer trouble. I Okay. All right. You see that? That was the Kardashians messing with the string. Talking about them just cursed me. Uh, see, talking about Kardashian cooch is messing things up for Gavin. Well, I could talk about your cooch, Black Mama. I'm just messing. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing. It's a joke. Might go right if I did. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, okay, off cooches. Uh, oh, she's laughing at us. See, Black Mama, I like you. You got a sense of humor. You're not stiff with it. But yeah, no. But what I was saying, just getting at that, and I'll probably just wrap this up. There was an old. You look at the Kardashians though. How they made their money essentially was was by black men. The the biggest one being the O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson being Kim Kardashian's godfather, and it was long rumored that he was the father of Khloe Kardashian. I doubt that, but she was messing with Chris Jenner was messing with him, and messing with her husband at the same time, and Bruce Jenner. So all of that stuff that we have that was going, Hollywood, they do all of that wife shopping, swapping, and things of that nature, that swinging. All of that stuff has been going on for years. And Kanye knew, I'm sure, what he was getting into. And I think he probably just messed with it because at that time being that he was, suffering from the loss of his mother, Donna West, who was a beautiful woman, who was a smart woman. Kanye West, and Kanye's dad is a Black Panther too. Very interesting thing to know. His daddy is his daddy. And I don't know what his relationship with his father is like, but his father was worked for the Atlanta Journal Constitution, Ray West, and he was also a Christian counselor. And I think that he and Kanye, they're on speaking terms now, if I'm not mistaken. But Kanye made his money and still makes his money off of his music, off of writing beats. Remember, he started out working with Jay-Z and Rockefeller and producing hits for different artists and so forth, and having his own stuff. Of course, he ran for president. I don't know if that was the main reason why. I just think she just got tired of it. She's used up. She's played the game. She used it up. All right, I don't need this no more. On to the next one. But I want to show this before I leave. We leave and talk about this because there are other stuff I wanted to get to. But Barbara Walters actually went in on a Kardashian, said something very poignant that was interesting. Hold on. And this here, I think this is it. Hold on. Let's see.
Hey guys, I'm Brooke Bergstaller, here wishing you a very beautiful day. So, whatever happened to real journalism? Like I should talk, right? But check it.
No need to talk to
Religiously
you.
keep up.
Were running a boutique, and Kim was part of Paris Hilton's entourage. Then a sex tape of Kim and her former boyfriend, hip hop singer Ray J, surfaced. It featured numerous angles, a costume change, some cinema verite.
Let me see you shake that thing, girl. Ooh, I'm in Kimberly world right now.
And every part of Kim's body. If nothing else, it showed that Kim was comfortable being herself on camera. So, Kim, you first came to public attention in 2007 with a sex tape and you became famous. So, was it a good thing to have done looking back?
I really believe with anything in life, whatever you do, you might think I've made mistakes in my life for sure.
And you learned a lot from that.
How did you feel?
It was devastating for the whole family. And you cry yourself to sleep for a few nights
On your
then you
money
hire a really
stacks.
good attorney and try to make something better or, happen.
Barbara, you little perv. I guess you can't avoid bringing it
This
up.
wasn't the okay, so this wasn't the full video, but unless they took it down, but there was a specific clip where she talked about them saying you guys essentially are famous for you have no talent.
I have never heard more anger and dismay than when we announced that the people you're about to see were on our list.
Let's see.
You're so into yourself. Oh my God, get over yourself.
Kendall, Kim, whatever your name is, I don't care.
The Kardashians are
Family, and you cry yourself to sleep for a few nights. Then you hire a really good attorney and try to make something better or, happen.
the tape propelled Kim to fame and gave the world an inside look at the family dynamics.
Kim, the little drama queen, she needs all of that attention.
People are gonna say all she's good for is taking her clothes off. Her ass makes money, honey.
Who's the smartest sister, book smart?
Courtney. Me.
You, okay. Who's the smartest sister, street smart?
Chloe.
Who's the most conceited?
Kim. I knew they were going to say that.
Who's your mom's favorite?
Kim. Me. Kim.
Do you agree, Chris?
I think it seems.
Just say it.
Okay, yeah, she's my favorite.
We all
Is she what?
No, she's not.
Whoever gives her the most percentage rates at the moment are her
No,
favorite.
that's not true. Just the most attention.
Despite how good-humored they are today
Oh,
about their
God.
differences, being a Kardashian wasn't always easy for Chloe.
I was pale, I had blonde curly hair. I did not look like them. And I got bullied my entire teenage life. People, saying to me how I'm the ugly sister or I'm the funny sister. That's what people would always say.
I was right.
Kim, you're gorgeous, and Courtney, you're this, and you are so funny. I'm like, thanks. And the internet could be so.
Don't worry,
people
Rosalind, it's
call me
almost
over
over.
and
I'm trying to
over,
just
or
see this one
they're
clip if I
awful to me.
could.
The Kardashians grew up as the privileged daughters of wealthy attorney turned businessman, the late Robert Kardashian, who was O.J. Simpson's best friend and lawyer. The couple had Courtney, Kim, Chloe, and son Rob Jr. But in 1990, the marriage dissolved. 1 year later, Chris married former Olympic athlete Bruce Jenner in a Brady Bunch union that merged his 4 children with hers, and then added 2 girls, Kendall and Kylie, they had together. Chris began managing Bruce's career. Today, she's the manager for the whole family. It has been reported that the family earned $65 million last year.
Well, I think, first of all, you can never believe
For
the
nothing.
amounts that are
I believe
printed.
it. If anything, I think it's more. But Chris, you take 10% as the manager
I do.
from each of them.
Yes, I do.
Tell us about it.
Tell me about it.
She does.
I work
I
really
was
hard.
thinking about it. I mean, we'd have to give it to someone else. I'd rather keep it in the family.
No, honestly, my mom
well
works so
deserved.
hard. She works so hard.
My sister does make fun of the percentage stuff all the time, but she has this vision for us and she makes it happen.
That vision is based on the idea that there is no line between what is private
I don't want to go through this again.
and what is performance.
How's your penis?
All right, look. I was trying to find it. I can't bear it anymore. I think this is enough. All right.
To some of their highest ratings ever.
Y'all get the message already. They're famous for doing absolutely nothing. Now, you think about that though. If if Kim Kardashian were a black woman and had released a sex tape, I am pretty sure she would not even get $1 million, $1 million from those views. We know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. But they've made an empire out of this. So good for them, I guess, if you want to say that they took something like this and made an empire on it. But, we could never get that. That's Chris Holton Kardashian Jenner. Oh, she always wants the spotlight no matter what, of course. What's up? What's up, Shakiris? Black Mama, I'm not mad at them. People choose to give them attention and buy all their products. I choose to mind my own business and buy a house. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, I think they give them a lot of attention. I mean, when you're in the spotlight, the paparazzi, that's what uh, that feeds the public. People are interested in celebrities and socialites. They're keeping up with the Joneses is nothing new. But hey, she stayed until she got paid. But the bright side, at least Kanye followed his advice. We want prenup. We want prenup. Okay, so let's get into some other news. I'm moving on. Of course, the main story for today, you guys have probably heard Tiger Woods was injured in an automobile accident on his way to golfing course with meeting up with Drew Brees and Justin Abear. Says here that I'm looking at the latest from TMZ. I hate TMZ, but they stated that uh, they first obtained the first video of Tiger driving Tuesday morning on Hawthorne Boulevard minutes before the crash. The surveillance video shows two vehicles heading uphill. Tiger's Genesis GV8S80 SUV is trailing behind a minivan at just past 7:05 a.m. Pacific time. You can see the logo on the door for the Genesis Invitational Golf Tournament for which Tiger was in town. He didn't appear to be driving exceptionally fast at this point. So apparently, this is a scene of the wreckage. That's his SUV that fell over. To answer your question, butterflies, about Kim Kardashian, if she were black, I do not think any black woman back then at that time. I'm not. We know who. Well, look, we know who Janet Jackson and Halle Berry is, so they don't count. Yeah, maybe if I'm talking about, we didn't know Kim Kardashian back then. Like talking about, we knew the daddy and what he did, but we didn't know her per se at that point. I don't think they would no black woman that just starting out like that if they're dead. If you're a black girl and your father was an attorney, I don't think she would have made a million. No.
Okay, hey man, what happened with Tiger this morning?
A little bit after 6:40
I don't know
a.m.,
what
our
this
director's
is.
coming in. He's going to be here around 7. And he was like, hey, you know what? I almost got in an accident like Tiger Woods. He almost hit me. We're like, what? Really? And we're just like laughing it off. Like, Tiger Woods, I didn't even believe him, to be honest with you. But that's what we heard.
So he was almost pulling out of here and hit the director of your TV show?
Yeah, almost hit the director of the TV show.
Wow. Did you see anything else?
No, not at all. That was it. And we asked him.
All right, I don't like quoting TMZ because they always on some shit. But what's interesting about Tiger's crash today too is that the LAPD sheriff's office was out there and doing the reporting about this. It says that Tiger has suffered obviously two crushed broken legs. He's crushed his ankle, but nothing apparently life threatening. They said that he is currently awake, responsive, and recovering following surgery. This was a statement released by his foundation via Bleacher Report. They say he's responsive. Tiger Woods' official Twitter account released a message providing an update on the legendary golfer's health following Tuesday's single car crash that left him hospitalized. Uh, the announcement thanked those who offered their support and explained that Woods underwent surgery due to fractures to the upper and lower portions of the tibia and fibula bones, as well as injuries to his foot and ankle. He is currently awake, responsive, and recovering in the hospital room. The message read, "Thank you to the wonderful doctors and hospital staff at Harbor UCLA Medical Center, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, and the Fire Department. Your support and assistance has been outstanding." They were reporting earlier too that they supposedly had to have the jars of life used on his
Unfortunately,
vehicle,
Mr. Woods was not able to stand
but
under his own
that
power.
was not the
Our
case.
partners at LA
They
County
did not
Fire were
need to
able
use the
to
jars of life.
extricate him from the vehicle, and
Jars
they
of
put him
life.
onto a backboard. When I arrived on scene, Mr. Woods was seated in the driver's seat. I made contact with him, and I ensured that he was able to speak to me. At that time, he seemed that as though he was still calm and lucid. I made the determination that it would be safer to wait for LA County Fire to help remove him instead of trying to remove him myself. I kept Mr. Woods calm until LA County Fire arrived on scene.
What did you do to keep him calm, Deputy?
I spoke to him. I asked.
Conversation. Can you share with us, please?
I asked him what his name was. He told me his name was Tiger, and at that moment, I immediately recognized him. I asked him if he knew where he was, what time of day, just to make sure he was oriented. He seemed as though he was lucid and calm.
Was he concerned about his injuries?
He didn't seem concerned of his injuries at the time, which is not uncommon in traffic collisions. Many times people tend to be in shock. It's a traumatic experience. So it's not uncommon for people to be focused on unimportant things, or even if they are in pain, they might not feel it until much later.
He was alive and he was conscious, and that's the extent of that.
What about the evidence of the impairment? You said there was no evidence.
There was no evidence of impairment. So subsequent to that, we're not going to make any. There was no effort to draw blood, for example, at the hospital.
Nothing was removed from the scene or found at the scene.
No evidence of impairment at this point in time.
Any indication of the speed at the time that the vehicle lost control over the center divider? All the reporters here have talked to neighbors saying you're going down that hill, you take your foot off the brakes, you're at 50 plus before you do it. Any indication how fast that vehicle may have been going at the time it flipped?
Well, at the time it crossed the center divider to the point that it rested was several hundred feet away. So obviously that indicates they were going at a relatively greater speed than normal. However, because it is downhill,
this is what they're saying.
Also, the curves, that area has a high frequency of accidents. It's not uncommon.
Any skid marks or anything which indicated that he tried to brake or stop?
No skid marks, no braking. So apparently the first contact was with the center median, and from there then crossed into the opposing lane of traffic, hit the curb, hit a tree, and there was several rolled.
He just said he was just going fast. And
was the director freaked out? I mean, did he almost get hit or?
No, I mean he seemed normal. I mean, it was early in the morning. Everybody's kind of tired, so he was just kind of like.
But he was shocked enough to bring it up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Plus, it's Tiger Woods. That's a well-known name. So.
Gotcha. Well, I'll tell you what, man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Well, they don't even know if that was Tiger. Who knows if they paid this fool if they paid him to say that shit. Of course, TMZ, they're gonna always find a way to. I'm surprised they're not sensationalists now with drugs and
Go ahead
stuff.
and start blocking off southbound traffic from TV Drive North. Your 173 Autumn will take that.
Overs during that process.
173, bye. Hey, go ahead. Sure, those cars, the last ones, you have all southbound traffic blocked off from Hawthorne.
Got 12 people here on this late night. We're getting it in. What y'all think of this so far, man? With Tiger?
Just got off the phone with them. Let me call them back.
Is there a immediate unit, not 10-6? 71, top 2.
All right, so that's the dispatch audio that they play. Sometimes this stuff starts automatically. Apparently he's doing fine so far. I'm glad, to hear that he's doing okay. I've always had, my issues with Tiger because Tiger, of course, we know, being who he is, a multi-millionaire, and a man who, broke barriers and records, of all people. He's talking about, I'm not black, I'm Cablinasian and all of this crap. And remember how he was treated several years ago when he was dragged out of that car for a DWI, the way the police officers treated him, how he was treated even in the media following his divorce. You would have thought Tiger Woods committed a crime when he was the real victim of a domestic assault. Y'all forget that. When he was messing with that nanny, he married beat him and hit him with a golf club. Let's not forget when that happened. Ellen Nordgren. Let's see a picture of her. You say it sounds like for foul play. You know, around this time, and this is the same time, of course, I remember last year, remember it was Kobe in LA with the chopper. Now it's Tiger. Yeah, remember this? This nanny that whipped Tiger's ass got $100 million divorce settlement. And she went on to marry Jordan Cameron, a football player. I remember him. He played for the Cleveland Browns for a couple of years. He was a Miami Dolphins player. That's him at the bottom. Said they both cuckoo. Ellen, yeah. Yeah, and Tiger lost his endorsements. Remember he with the fallout from the media, the National Enquirer putting that story out about his extramarital affair uh with a nightclub manager. And here it is. He collided with a fire hydrant, a tree, and several hedges near his home. Damn, Kanye don't needs to be staying away from some SUVs. He collided. He collided his. He was driving from his Florida mansion in his Cadillac Escalade SUV when he collided with a fire hydrant, a tree, and several hedges near his home. Damn, I don't know what's wrong with him in driving. You'd think Kanye could afford a limousine, a driver, somebody to look after him. But he lost all of his endorsements. They had, Gillette suspended advertising featuring Woods. Tag Heuer dropped Woods from advertising. Uh, Golf Digest. That's the Tag Heuer is the watch company, of course. Nike continued to support him, as did Electronic Arts, EA Sports. So, a 2009 study in December estimated loss caused the shareholder loss caused by Woods' affairs to be between $5 billion and $12 billion. Gatorade, AT&T, and General Motors ended their sponsorship deals. Yet we got all of these white boys that have affairs with different women, celebrities, and never lose any endorsements. So he was a serial nymphomaniac. Yeah, I mean, could the same be said for Frank Sinatra? Butterfly 70, The Rat Pack, Dean Martin. Hell, we got damn pedophiles, alleged pedophiles, I gotta say alleged, that are running around in Hollywood that people know about. And they are not losing they have never lost a job. But I keep saying Kanye, they made Tiger the victim here. They made Tiger to be the villain here. And he was the victim. Yeah, I remember we were talking about that. It seemed like he had some problems. Please, y'all take the keys from Kanye. From keep saying Kanye. Y'all take the keys out of Tiger Woods' hands, please. Tiger, get you a driver. Stay away from them damn SUVs, man. Shit. Anytime you mess with an SUV, it's like a problem. Get your ass whipped, or you're getting your car's turning over. Something's wrong, bro. Hope he comes out okay with this though, because he's been on several. Kanye has had about 3 or 4 comebacks. Remember, he was playing so bad he was about to become a caddy. Yeah, I mean he was a serial adulterer. Oh yes, he got that ninja treatment. He's gotten his wake up call on multiple occasions. I'm surprised they haven't. He Kanye though. I'm Kanye. Gosh, damn it, stop. It's late. Tiger has never had any trouble, to my knowledge, with the law or anything of that nature. So he relatively stays clean. So what they do with him, they attack his character. His character certainly has been attacked. Shakira says Tiger needs to start driving the old school Chevy. Shit, he could hire his own driver. He's got the money. You think he's got the money for that? I want my live stream to get messed up again by showing a Kardashian. Sorry. You know, think he has the money for all of that, that he could get a new a driver that can drive him around wherever he wants to go. But people like their freedom. So that's probably what it is. But I think hopefully he'll pull through. We're monitoring this. Of course, the sheriff's department there, I thought it was interesting because they uh of course have been around, and the sheriff's department out there in Los Angeles has come under a lot of controversy for racial aspects, the things that have gone on there. And I said, and I think certainly with all that has happened with Kobe Bryant, remember when they got caught in the scandal when they released pictures from that scene? I'm always cautious and looking at this stuff when that happens. So more to come on this story as things develop, but that was the big news, sports news, at least around this time when all of this happened. So Kanye, yes, I wish you the best, Kanye. But Tiger Woods, I wish you the best too. Uh, hoping you pull through, man. So I still remember that Fuzzy Zilla incident and all that stuff. When Fuzzy Zilla talked about if he won, how we'd be eating uh, watermelon and fried chicken if he wins the Masters and drink Kool-Aid. I remember him saying that stuff. And I remember when Tiger gave him, see, I got it right that time, gave him a pass, gave Fuzzy Zilla a pass for saying that. So Tiger's not no rider, but he has broken barriers. So I give him that. But other than that, no, he's not a rider. So other stuff I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so that's all I got to say about Tiger. So other stuff I wanted to talk about tonight too. I just finished doing a live stream with Valerie Denise Jones. Shout out to her and the rest of the crew. Bernard, if you're still on here, uh, this stuff that's going on. Of course, a lot going on in Texas right now. The lawsuits that have been filed with against ERCOT, that's happening, price gouging, and doesn't have to drop. Yeah, that whole thing is going on. But I think also what I really wanted to talk about too, and I put this in the description on the live stream on YouTube in regards to how we, it was just a general random topic talk today. I didn't really have much. I was debating on whether I was going to even come on with you guys tonight because I was busy, just with work and whether I would find time. But I did say, and I remembered telling you all that I was going to make sure to come uh, on the channel when I was here last time on Sunday that I was going to do a live stream. So I decided to pop back on and do the live stream with all of you all. And I'm glad we got like 14 people in here. So what I wanted to talk about too with this HR 40 mess that was going on, and I know I spoke on it last Sunday, but tying it in, and oh, this is what it was. Tying it in with HR 40 and what's going on in Texas currently. Houston being the fourth largest city in the United States, and the representative in Houston is none other than Sheila Jackson Lee. Now, I have been talking about this bill that has been passed, or has been not been passed, but basically has been in its preliminary stages, House Bill 127, that Sheila Jackson Lee is sponsoring. And she is also the one that is spearheading this HR 40 bill that on last week when you talked about it's a commission, it's not a to study and develop reparation proposals for African Americans Act. This is what she supposedly had introduced on January 4th of this year. Now, she has on her platform and invited people such as your Larry Elder and Herschel Walker to discuss HR 40. And as I look at it, and I know I may have said this already. By the way, guys, if you are still on, please hit that Cash App, Gavin Richard Esquire, hit the PayPal, gavin.grich1 at gmail.com, or the Google Pay at the same email, guys. Of course, this is not a monetized video, so anything you contribute, anything you can give is greatly appreciated. You see the ticker at the bottom. But what I was saying is that she has also sponsored this HR 40 bill, which really started from your John Conyers, who I think was one of the last legitimate congresspersons that wanted to actually help out his people. You have not had a fiery congressperson since a Adam Clayton Powell, who uh, actually was censured. This is the actual text of the HR 40 study for the 117th Congress that you see here. And Adam Clayton Powell was actually censured back in the day, uh, and he fought hard, vehemently for African Americans. Uh, as a Baptist minister, being the son of a Baptist minister, he became the chairman of the Education and Labor Committee for the House in 1961 and fought vehemently for the passage of civil rights legislation under Presidents John F. Kennedy and Lyndon Baines Johnson. Brother Ron Hurd, he talks about him a lot. And, there was a lot of things going on. He was increasingly criticized for mismanaging his committee's budget and taking trips and so forth. But you know what? He is one of the last great uh, political leaders that actually did stuff for his community. Because we don't have that anymore. What we get is a lot of talk. He actually put in work. And so what I look at this and I look at, you read the text here, this is the commission shall, quote, identify the role of the federal and state governments in supporting the institution of slavery and forms of discrimination in public and private sectors against freed slaves and their descendants, and lingering negative effects of slavery on living African Americans in society. And Ms. Jackson Lee does this call with the likes of a Herschel Walker, who I am still trying to figure out what qualifies him as an expert or even to talk about civil rights. Black Mama, Rosalind, are you guys still there? Let me know. What qualifies Herschel Walker and Larry Elder? Well, maybe I guess Larry Elder gets to talk because he's a lawyer and so forth. But damn it, we have, but so is Ben Crump. I don't see him talking. Not that I care to, or even Judge Joe Brown. They don't invite him to the hearings. But Herschel Walker and Larry Elder, they have made, especially Larry Elder, because talked about this before, but they made their living off of talking down on their own race. Larry Elder is the type of man who thinks that, uh, if you're not, you pull up by your bootstraps and, you work hard, you can get everything accomplished. Racism is nothing. Racism is nothing. But he ignores the fact that all of his accomplishments were still built off of someone else fighting so that he could have a foot in the door. And Larry Elder and Herschel Walker in particular, without a game, let's be real about this. If there were no game of football, Herschel Walker would be a big, dumb Negro. He still is, but he would be one without money. If it weren't for the game of football, and I know he didn't really have a long football career to begin with in the NFL, but if it weren't for the game of football, if it weren't for college sports and athletics, this nigga would still be on the street. And he has to, when you listen to him, and I'm not going to bother playing the videos, something's wrong with them when he talks. And it's clear that your Sheila Jackson Lee, I say all of this, Sheila Jackson Lee, let's put a picture up of Sheila, Congresswoman Lee. She knows that this man, that these people uh, should not be talking. I know for a fact she knows that these people should not even be talking about reparations. She could have gotten people who are more qualified, like a la a Dr. Boyce Watkins or even a Dr. Claude Anderson. But we know that's not what they want. So they will get Negroes. This is Sheila Jackson Lee. They get Negroes like her, like Herschel Walker and Larry Elder, who have a history of talking down on their people to come and speak, knowing what they're going to do. So I do not find Miss Lee to be sincere with this bill, although I'm pretty sure she's going to fight for LGBTQ, this Equality Act that they have. And more than likely, it will, when it goes on the floor to Congress this week, if it's not this week, next week, because they have the Senate and they have control of the House, and the White House, they will likely get this passed. Biden has made it his top priority. This will also push religious freedom and religious liberty further down the hole. Because as of now, especially in the last, I would say 8 years since Barack Obama's second term, when he made it a forefront, when he made LGBTQ rights his top priority, then uh, he was not very supportive of religious freedom. Many of the adoption agencies across the country, especially Catholic adoption agencies, and you guys can go research this, they have had to close their doors down because they could not, in good faith, their agencies adopt their children or let their children stay in a gay or a lesbian household. And as a result of that, they were forced to close because the states say that you cannot discriminate. And they did not get a religious exemption for it. You're seeing that time and time again. I'm seeing more and more of that. And, you know, earlier today, oh, somebody, so they're not sincere about this. And you have roughly over, we've just completed 1 month of Joe Biden. So he's got uh, 3 years and 11 months essentially so far to be president if he lasts that long. And I'm not saying that I want anything to happen to all right. See, I'm back. I'm even got the screen on me. I didn't want y'all to see me like this, but okay. I'll put the screen on the last few minutes. Anybody seen this video or know anything about it? I'm about to play this. This happened today. Now, I just said this on Valerie Denise Jones' show. This happened. Now, I don't know if this is doctored in any way. Po- Possibly, I don't know. But if you know anything about it, I haven't heard too many people talking about it. But this was on Tariq's show, Tariq's live Twitter feed. Y'all listen to this.
I'm eager to hear. Nigger to hear next. 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 I'm eager to hear. Nigger to hear next.
Did y'all hear what he just said? Did y'all hear what he just said? That sounds like
I'm eager to hear. Nigger to hear next.
was that was that doctored? If it wasn't, y'all prove it. Just let me know, please. But that sounded exactly like he said, nigga. Doesn't surprise me either, of course, because Biden has said a lot of racist stuff in the past. He has done racist shit in the past. So he is you're right, Rosalind. He's part of the Dixiecrats. He's the last Dixiecrat. But you notice that national media is not talking about this like they were when Donald Trump was president. Now, I'm not up here to defend Donald Trump and things that he said, but they're still talking about Donald Trump's tax returns and prosecutors going after him. Donald Trump is not president anymore. And I'm trying to figure out exactly why they are talking about, why are we talking about his tax returns when he's not president? And even so, with Biden, with all that is going on in Houston, those that are in Texas, because I was on the phone with people uh, talking about uh, this situation in Houston and these political leaders. They brought up something that Biden and Harris haven't done or said anything. I don't think Biden has visited Houston or plans to visit. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I know they declared a disaster, but I don't think they've been on the grounds with this stuff. So Biden, yeah, I mean, and you think also we're talking about these something else that was on here too. I wanted to show you all. I don't know what this is, but Tariq says Netflix has a new documentary series where they are basically piggybacking.
Something like this. If you're born in the United States, you're a citizen. Pretty simple, right? And under the law, everyone in America gets this thing called equal protection. That means we all have the same rights and the same legal protection.
I'm
And
just
no
seeing
one
this
can
for the
take
first
those
time. I wonder
away
what this
without
is.
due process. That's your day in court. So basically, the 14th Amendment says we're all equal players on the same team. And as simple as that sounds, it's revolutionary. It's what the American dream is made of.
Were it not for the 14th Amendment, I would not be a citizen of the United States.
Without the 14th Amendment, marriage equality probably still wouldn't exist.
I am married to a white man, which would not at all be possible
Oh,
without
God.
the 14th Amendment.
The fundamental promise that the 14th Amendment presents to us is the promise of a society of equals.
Okay. I'm glad I just noticed that. Okay, I'm glad I noticed and just saw that docu-series I was just looking at. Let me just give you guys a little history on the 14th Amendment. When it was passed in 1868, if I'm not mistaken, that was the exact year. Yes, July 9th, 1868. This was during a period of Reconstruction. Its purpose of why it was passed, and I want you to look at this. I'm going to share the screen again. I'm going to stop looking at Tariq's live stream. But I'm glad I saw that. This is what the 14th Amendment states. Says, I wasn't trying to look at that, but I'm glad I noticed it because I'm going to bring this up. But this is what the 14th Amendment, part of the 14th Amendment states here, just a summary. Often considered one of the most consequential amendments, it addresses citizenship rights and equal protection under the law and was proposed in response to issues related to former slaves following the American Civil War. Does that sound like LGBTQ? Does that sound like illegal immigration? Does that sound like uh, interracial marriage? Not saying that I have anything against people marrying outside their race. That's their business. And, I have family members who have, and I have no ill will for that. People do what they want. But I'm speaking directly on other people that are piggybacking onto this. It was proposed in response to issues related to former slaves following the American Civil War. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, it was designed for Black people. And when Andrew Johnson was president, he fought hard to keep this bill, to keep this amendment from being ratified and adopted. But it's being applied to other things now, and anything and everything that was meant for African Americans, for Black Americans, has been watered down. I could argue, since they want to do that, I could look around and say it protects me from being a man, a straight heterosexual man. We did need to flip the dialogue around with some of this stuff because I see my rights. I- I see my rights as a straight person being impacted. People have a right to live their life how they want, but damn it, you gotta wear it as a badge of honor. You gotta force it on everybody else. You gotta force it on children, making it required reading, required lectures with transgenders or even drag queen. Forget the transgenders part. Even drag queens having story time. What's the purpose behind that? We got a lot of people here online watching with us right now. I'm really blessed that you guys are here. But yeah, but that was interesting. Oh, that was interesting. But that's why the 14th Amendment was passed. And you know, likely when that Equality Act gets passed, it's going to be goodbye for women. It's going to be goodbye for black men and for religious freedom because we will be continuing to push further and further with these bills. They do not. You cannot get religious exemptions under that Equality Act, by the way. And pretty soon, I dare say this: what other sexual orientations could be legalized? Because there's homosexuality, and we say, well, it's two consenting adults. Well, what about three consenting adults? Can that be seen as a marriage? Can polygamy be legalized in this country? Could a man marry, well, let's not even say a living object, a living person, let's just say objects. Can men marry their computers? There was a guy who actually a few years ago tried to do that, but he was doing it to make an example in with regards to, I think he filed this in Tennessee, by the way, that actually happened. Your freedom of speech is being trampled on. Your religious liberties are being trampled on as well. With what's happening with this COVID-19 pandemic, churches are not even being allowed to hold church anymore in some places. You got to limit the numbers. Limiting the numbers is one thing, but actually just closing them down, saying you can't worship, and that's been going on in New York. Right now, your Andrew Cuomo, he is in a fall of grace, and I say good. Oh, I did want to talk about this, so I'm gonna switch subjects. This, I saw this was trending. Hell no, it wasn't overreaction. I saw this though with this thing that was going on with. I'm gonna get on out of here after this, but I got to talk about this thing because this caught my attention. Uh, of Cam Newton trash talking with a 16-year-old boy. stuff. All right. So yeah, that little now look, let me say this. I know this is a kid. Oh, y'all didn't hear it? No sound? Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. We'll fix that. All right. I know what's wrong. Okay. Hold on, we're gonna fix that. Give me 1 second. Magma, you are in the building. I see you. All right. This is the last topic, but of course Cam Newton gets heckled.
You a free agent. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich. They still getting Where your daddy at? Let me talk to your dad. Let me talk to your dad. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. You're a free agent.
I'm sorry. It's your fault why everybody's looking, but I'm really just trying to ask a question. But you never said what you did. You said you're gonna see.
At the end of the day, right?
Nah, coach, it's no disrespect.
No, I
get
get
it.
I get that. I get that. But I'm still man. Right? This is the coach. I'm not the team.
Coach, we squashed it. We good. I was good.
I love that. I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to break the monotony. Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of people have been commenting about this, and the kid was disrespectful. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Cam, all right. Cam Newton handled it better than I think a lot, because I would have, if he had talked to me like that. And here's the thing: this is his camp, okay? This is Cam Newton's camp, and you deal with kids all the time who want to show off, act a fool, and so forth. But I've never had anyone try to disrespect me, and yet alone disrespect another adult, which is why Cam was going back and forth with him until he stopped and realized, wait a minute, you a kid, man. Let me talk to your dad. Where's your dad? Where's your dad? He kept asking. His dad probably wasn't even there. Who knows if he's around? But, and the kid, to his credit, apologized. Uh, just J. Seth Owens, that's the kid's name. He's a teenager, and I get it. But had he done that with me, I would have probably kicked him out. You guys got to understand something, that these celebrities that are out there with you, especially if you want to be in that field, you want to be uh, an athlete, all-star athlete, you're a linebacker and receiver, and that didn't even say what you were going to do on the field, couldn't even see what he does when he was going back and forth with Cam. But I would be soaking up so much game from Cam Newton if I were at that football field. If I was on that football field, I would be trying to talk with him, trying to get advice, what to do, what not to do, how you get prepared for the NFL, how you deal with the combine, things of that nature. I would be asking all types of questions. Cam, you know any girls you could hook me up with anybody? No, I'm just kidding. No, but I would certainly try to use that to my advantage to get whatever information I could from a Cam Newton who especially spends his money and his time to come out there to be with you. And I feel that our young boys, especially kids like that, they go up there, of course it was he put that on TikTok and Instagram, wanting to go viral, but I think he went viral for all the wrong reasons. And it backfired on him. And if I were his dad, uh, I certainly, and if I were there, and even I saw the coach that was there, obviously going back and forth with Cam, it seemed like he had issues with the way the kid was talking to and was trying to correct him. And Cam was like, "Oh, we squashed it." But I don't know. This wasn't an overreact. A lot of these kids these days are just too damn disrespectful with their adults. I have seen it. I have seen it. I'll never forget. I was going into my grandfather's apartment. My grandfather and aunt moved back from Baton Rouge after Katrina to Pontchartrain Park, and they were staying in some apartments. And my father and I were walking in there to go see into the apartment, and I noticed that this mother and his son were arguing, and this kid had to have been no more than 10 years old. And whatever happened, whatever it was, I don't know what they were arguing about, but the kid said out loud to his mother, "Fuck you." And my father and myself looked up and looked back at what that kid said. And my father corrected him. I corrected him. And his mother was there. She says, "Okay, it's all right. I got it." But if I had ever, and of course, no, he didn't obviously curse Cam out or anything like this. But I know I would never ever get away with talking like that to my parents or even to another adult. I'm still from the era, especially being an 80s baby, that if I did anything wrong, especially if I cut up at school, if I did something to another adult, uh, if I was ugly in any way, I got corrected by both my mother and my father. I got corrected. I said something. I remember I was a kid and I was 5, 6 years old. And I was sitting on the church steps and this adult was passing by saying, "Excuse me," and I had to move. And, stupid me, I said, "She could have gone the other way." And my aunt and my mom were sitting there. I was stupid. Yeah. I was a kid though. I didn't care. I was a smart aleck. And I said it out loud. And both my mother and my aunt corrected me and chastised me all the way till I got home. And even at dinner, my mother told my father what I did. "Don't you ever say that. Don't you ever talk to an adult like that." That's the way it was. When you respect your elders, yes, and don't care if the parent gets mad. No, we didn't care if the parents get mad. She wasn't mad. But you kids, especially young boys, black boys, they need a male presence, in their life. They need men to guide them, show them right from wrong, and what to do and what not to do. And that was not cool. He went viral, but for all the wrong reasons. Magma says this is not the way he should want to be remembered, right? And you know what? He's going to be remembered for a long time because the internet is forever. You don't die on the internet. You're stored in a database. Whenever you type something, whenever you do a video, and he went viral, but it wasn't the way he wanted to. So boys need that presence. Boys need that male presence. And I would have done whatever I could to soak up that advice, that energy from a Cam Newton, because you know what, Cam Newton may have had a bad season, but Cam Newton has some. If he had a bad season, he's also had some great seasons. He has a lot of experience. And another sad thing about that is many of our celebrities, when they go through something like that, if they experience that, this would be a turnoff for them to do more in the community, because you figure you're giving back to people, and you have these little niggas, these little Negroes that are attacking you and will put you down when you're giving your time, your money, your space, your energy in trying to teach them, and they disregard you. And I'm sure that may have crossed Cam's mind. Now, I hope he doesn't. Now, I don't really care for Cam personally. I haven't met Cam Newton, but I've heard some garbage things he said when he was playing for the Carolina Panthers about people from New Orleans and Katrina. So I certainly didn't like that. But I have heard that he has actually been active in his communities. He's done things. And of course, he's a horrible dresser. You know, I don't know. I think he grows a lot of he's growing bussy underneath them skirts and those tight ass leather pants he be wearing. But that's neither here nor there. But he volunteers and gives his time to children. I know he's been active with kids who have cancer. Ricky Smiley talked about some stuff that he did. So he does put in some work. Have I ever considered running for office or judge? I'm not a great liar. Uh, Getting back to what I was saying, no, uh, actually, I have. I had thought about it. I've thought about running for one of the local offices here. The main thing though too with running against people, you going, when you're talking about running for office, you go up against a name here in New Orleans, in New Orleans, especially in the locally, these local elections that's going on, like the race for mayor that's coming up. I don't know anybody that will beat Latoya Cantrell simply because she's just popular. People will vote for people, even if they do a bad job, just because they're comfortable with them. Like our city councilwoman is in our district is Cindy Wynn, and I've been critical of her. Things that she has done, things that she has said. She made that fried chicken comment I did not like. I thought it was pitiful, but I know there are a lot of people who will still vote for her. There are going to be a lot of people who are going to vote for Latoya Cantrell because she's what we call TD. Auntie Latoya, TD. That's all they think about. It's like what I said before about when people vote now, when they voted this time against Donald Trump in favor of Joe Biden, they knew Joe Biden wasn't shit, but because, uh, I don't want Trump and we want a black woman as vice president, we want Chucks and pearls, that symbolism thing, they put her in. And, you look at what's happening and, they're doing more for everybody but us. So I would consider it if I could get the support behind me. I know, and another thing too is when you play in politics, it's a dirty business. They will bring up everything and anything they could against you to win. People will bring up your past. People will bring up things you've said. So nothing's off limits. So you got to prepare for that. But the moral of the story, this thing with Cam Newton and this kids, soak up as much as you can. Don't disrespect your elders like that, and learn. And this is a big learning experience for that young man. Uh, what's his name? T. Jesset Owens. This is a big experience. This has got to be experience for you, son. You learn the easy way or the hard way. And he's finding out the hard way, especially kind of with social media, what happens when you go viral for all the wrong reasons. So, but I think he and Cam have squashed it. So I hope they've patched things up. Please, guys, support the Cash App. I'm about to get on out of here. GBoot2786, the Cash App, GBoot2786. And you can check me out on uh, podcast now. I got 3 places I'm on. I got the special announcement. Oh, Gavin Richard Presents is now on Apple. That's right. We are not just on Spotify and Anchor anymore. We are on Apple. It was approved, so you guys can actually tune in on Apple and look up the Gavin Richard Presents podcast and listen to some new episodes. I haven't done one as of late, but you guys can check that out. This is going to be keep growing more and more. So we're on Apple now, baby. So we're hitting the big time. So you guys be safe, be blessed. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please support the Cash App. I can't stress that enough. But you guys can go to let's go to my podcast real quick. I did my latest podcast episode. My latest episode of the podcast was none with Judge Joe Brown. I'm going to try and get him back on, and you guys can tune in. Butterflies, yeah. So that's the link to the latest episode. It's great if you guys can listen in. If you're not doing anything tonight, tune in because the more views I get, the more listens I get. People will, that's the link you can go to. Uh, that helps, especially to get attention. Black Mama. And you have a blessed night too, dear. We'll talk about your cute cooch in the next video. And Rosalind, good night. It's always a pleasure to see Rosalind. Rosalind has her first grade picture now. I recognize that background. That's a first grade picture. I know. Black Mama. All right, yeah. But you guys, please check out the podcast. It'd be a privilege if you guys did that. I'd be happy. So anyway, guys, that's it for me today. But remember the lessons we have learned. I will be back this Thursday. Sean James will be back. Perhaps we can see if His Honor may come on. I don't know. But I heard he's doing 3rd grade. Okay, close enough. I was right. It was a school pick. So anyway, you guys be safe, be blessed. I will see you on Thursday. Sean will be back, and we're going to be talking about some of these issues. So y'all stay safe. I'll holla. Peace.